Are expectations already too high for Georgia's incoming 2024 class? What's going on, guys? Matt Berry, dogpost.com. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. I think it's an interesting topic because if you've been paying attention to the Under Armour All-Star game, the Adidas All-American game, there's a lot of Georgia incoming freshmen who are turning heads, right? And I think there are a lot of Georgia fans already expecting some of these guys to come in and possibly start. And I get why for a lot of them. And at the end of the day, this class is really, really good. And I've covered a lot of recruiting classes. I know expectations are always high, but I'm not sure it's smart or I don't know if they're able to play a ton of freshmen next season, mainly because of the schedule. But we're going to talk about it. You know, which guys could be able to see a lot of starting time, maybe as a freshman, and which guys maybe could sit a couple years and possibly earn a starting job down the road. So, of course, Ellis Robinson is the guy everyone's talking about for good reason, one of the top players in the country. And at cornerback, Daniel Harris is coming back. Julian Humphrey, I guess, is staying. He's staying for good, I think. I don't know. I think he's staying. But those are guys who should be competing for the starting quarterback job opposite of Dalen Everett. And listen, I know Dalen Everett gets a lot of criticism, right? That's the word, criticism. But I think he's going to have a big third season next year. The staff is staying on him. I know he's a bigger cornerback, but I don't think his numbers show or say he's as bad as I think people think he is, if that makes sense. But yeah, he's, had some bad moments, but I think he turns it around. I think he has a pretty solid third season. So that other one is up for grabs. And if you're Ellis Robinson, I think he's going to be a multi-year starter down the road. I think he is that good, and I think he is going to see the field significantly next year. Is he starting? Is he the third cornerback? He's going to have to earn it, right? Because he's got guys ahead of him. Justin Rhett is another guy. Maybe they play him at safety or nickel, but I think he's a cornerback as well. Chris Peel is still there. You got other cornerbacks who are, hungry for playing time. Now, several of them dipped out. A.J. Harris, Nyland Green, maybe one more. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just two. And at safety, KJ Bolden, very good. Very good. I'm very high on KJ Bolden, have been for a while. Size, speed, athleticism, ball skills. He can tackle. But I think Dan Jackson, is coming back. He's that veteran with experience. I think he's going to play a decent amount. Janelle Aguero is a guy they're really high on. David Daniel will be entering his fourth season, I believe, so he's still ready to get there, get more playing time. At linebacker, Justin Williams is very good, but he's got guys in front of him. But he, I think, could be starting his second year and third year. Small Munden has come back. C.J. Allen is probably the guy right now you plug in next to him at middle linebacker, but Raylan Wilson's really good as well. Troy Bowles, we saw flashes of him against Florida State. He's the guy who's going to want more playing time next year. But Chris Cole is very good too, the other inside linebacker they're bringing in. So a lot of talent all over the place, and I know Georgia fans are excited about him, as they should be. On the defensive line, Joseph Jonah Ajonye I think could turn a lot of heads this spring. Now, everyone wants some of these new defensive linemen to emerge. Do they continue to get another one out of the portal? Probably. They probably need to. But if these younger incoming, defensive linemen, they took 6 of them. If some of them can emerge and be a guy who can contribute early on and have a great spring, I think that's going to really help them. The progression and development of Jamal Jarrett, Jordan Hall inside, I think, is key. Xavier McLeod coming in. So there's still guys who are hungry and only going to see their best football. So defensively, I know there's a lot to be excited about, but you can't just automatically assume, oh, this guy's going to come in and start. This guy's going to come in and start. This guy could come in and play and maybe play a lot more than another guy who maybe plays a little bit. But ideally, you don't want freshmen, especially in the secondary, starting early on. And I know Malachi Starks played a lot against Oregon, made that tremendous interception. He was there day one, right? But Malachi Starkses don't grow on trees, and Malachi Starks didn't have Malachi Starks in front of him, right? That he had to go beat out. He was in a good position to come in and show what he can do, and he did that. And that's why he could be a first-round pick. That's why KJ Bolden could be. But this is not a situation maybe early in the Kirby years and a lot in the Mark years where you need a guy to come in and start as a freshman because what's in front of him ain't that great. So you recruit this 5-star, you land him, and then boom, he starts. You still want that 5-star to sit and learn because he's only going to get better when that happens. And that's why I think Janelle Aguero could come in and I think he learned a lot this past year. I still think the staff will Muschamp. Those guys are hungry to get him on the field because he is a hard-hitting, intimidating defender, and he should see the field a decent bit next year, in my opinion. But KJ Bolden's gonna play, and but I don't expect him to start this year. I don't expect Ellis Robinson to start next year, but they could with injuries, right? They're not far off. If a guy goes down mid-game or has to, take some time for several weeks, that's when a guy like KJ Bolden or Ellis Robinson or DeMello Jones at cornerback could maybe emerge and see some playing time there. Offensively, you don't want these offensive linemen to start anytime soon. That's not ideal. You want as many offensive linemen coming back with possible experience, veteran leadership in that locker room with a lot of those offensive linemen. You want as much continuity there as possible. So I don't think any of those guys are really going to emerge and start next year, but they got to get their bodies, to a level where they can go out and compete hard and be in shape for an entire game. So guys like Nair Daniels, who was like 380 pounds. Salads, bro. You can put chicken in salads. You can put protein in salads. I'm not a health nutritionist. Don't ever ask me, what the best thing to put in your body is from a nutritional standpoint. But yeah, there's a lot of really, really good players in this class. I don't think the receivers are really going to step in and play. At the same time, same with the offensive linemen, you want some receivers who have continuity with the quarterback. You don't want to throw freshmen in there too early, especially when you have to block. If you're going to play receiver at Georgia, you got to block too. You can catch some passes here and there. You can score some touchdowns here and there, but you're not going to lie at the stat sheet and you better block. So it's good to bring some experienced guys back who get that and understand it and stick with the program for a few years. And if not, go get yourself a guy with experience out of the portal somewhere else where he's just looking for one more year to make some plays, possibly win a championship, then go to the NFL, like, Kobe Young. But Tom Lovin coming back for a second year, Rod Thomas still in the program for a second year. It's hard for any freshman to come in and play over those guys. At tight end, it's the same way. Jaden Riddell's really good, and maybe we see him here and there during blowouts, but it's Oscar Dell, Wilson Lucky, and Pierce Sperlin. I think we're going to run the show at tight end. But Jaden Riddell, I think, could be a multi-year starter. I think he's that good. And our quarterback, Ryan Puglisi, is not going to play a ton. But I get the hype surrounding class. It's the number one class in the country. Number one class in the country, one of Kirby's best. And it starts on the offensive line, and he said that during signing day. But as far as the top guys go, especially Ellis Robinson, KJ Bolden, Justin Williams, Joseph Jonah Ajanye, those guys I think are going to see the field. Are they going to start? I don't think so. I'm not sure. Ellis Robinson might be the first guy to start in that group. We'll see. But Jordan Thomas is a guy I really like on the inside too. I think he's going to start turning some heads and maybe push some of these older guys on the defensive line from an interior standpoint. But it's a good group. It's a very good group. Justin Williams, again, there's a lot of guys who I think could be starters for multiple years. And we're going to write all about these guys over on Dawg Post. You can sign up to our free newsletter. That link is down below that you can click on. And I'll send you over to the website. If you enjoy this content, we'd love to see you over on the side where we get to answer all the insider scoop that we hear from sources around the program, sources on the recruiting trail. That's what we do, but we want to see you over on the website. So make sure you check us out. That link, again, is down below. Yeah, a lot of recruiting going on too, and I'm going to make a video shortly after, but the 2025 class is going to be very good, and the 2024 class, again, is one of Kirby's best, but I don't want the expectations for these kids to be crazy high, and people expect them to come in and start over guys who have been in the program for 2 years, that have been waiting their turn, that people have forgotten about. But defensively, there's a lot returning, and there's a lot up for grabs, especially in the secondary. But at linebacker, I think you have to really like where Georgia sits. You've got 3 really talented linebackers in this class. I think Quintavious Johnson, too, might play that jack position that Michael Williams is playing now, more of your heavier offensive lineman. He's at like 250, and I think will probably gain a little bit more weight, but I think they're recruiting him or bringing him in at least to be an outside linebacker. So, a bigger pass rusher type who can stand up, and then 2 kind of more traditional middle linebackers, I guess, kind of roaming the field doing their thing. But Justin Williams is going to be really good. Is he going to start one day? I don't think it's going to be any time this year, though. Same with KJ Bolden, same with Ellis Robinson. They're too good, and I get it. Everyone's very excited. But let's just not go crazy. I know Georgia fans are used to guys coming in and 5 stars playing like 5 stars, right? Everyone wants to see the new guy, the fresh face, 5-star, top 10 player in the country. And I think we will, but I'm not sure how soon it's going to be. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you over on Dawg Post.